My name is Robin Helget, and I'm a licensed master social worker and certified play therapist. I went into this field because I wanted to help people, and I wanted them to, be with someone that was personable and also knowledgeable, and just really feel comfortable about sharing some of the really hard things and feel safe doing so. The biggest issues that I see is a lot of unresolved childhood issues, especially when working with the adults, is that they have all of these things that they've gone through or they've been told to stuff and not be able to show how they were feeling or didn't have the resources to process through it. And they've been doing it for so long that now they're adults and they're feeling anxious at work and having difficulty in relationships and not really sure why. Mental health stigma is something that almost every patient that I see struggles with or is concerned about. I think it's been helpful to go through my own mental health issues starting from high school, just because I can relate to what they're going through. And I think sometimes people go to therapy or seek services and they think that the therapist or the person that they're talking to has never been through anything. One thing that I know about most of the clinicians and professionals that I work with is that they've all been through something and they have a unique perspective based on that. And I never thought it would be me on the other side of the couch, essentially. And it wasn't until I found myself a victim of sexual assault that a year later after it happened, because I was in denial for about a year, that I really started becoming the most anxious that I've ever been. I was really hypervigilant, didn't trust myself, didn't trust anyone, and I felt like, okay, Robin, like, you need to practice what you preach and actually put yourself first instead of putting everybody else first, and do this for yourself. So I've been going to therapy for about 2 years now. I think a lot of times we get stuck in our head, and or at least I get stuck in my head, and a lot of my patients do, and it's hard to get out of that. So with my background in play therapy, I'm able to do a lot of like art and just being comfortable creating things without judging them. So teaching myself how to do watercolor or different types of painting and not trying to be perfect about it, and just doing it for the experience versus the product. I think it's encouraging others to seek help as well, and to help people know that therapists go through therapy too, and it's okay. We're all just trying to get through life, and there's no handbook on how to do that. Or the most important part of mental health in my own life has been creating a platform to help others talk about it. I think a lot of times we just don't talk about it because people say, "How are you?" and all you hear is good or fine, and how many people are actually good or fine? I think that goes within my own family, within my own peer groups, with my friendships. I grew up not talking about it, and the more that we don't talk about it, the bigger the issues get. That you're going to go through hard times, and it's okay to not be okay through that. I think a lot of times we just don't. I hope the future of mental health is something that's more easily talked about. I hope when people think of mental health, they don't think that it's never going to be them or it doesn't apply to them, because I guarantee that they know at least one person who has struggled with it, and whether that's depression or anxiety or that perfectionism piece, or who have been through trauma or grief.